Welcome to the Orland Park Public Library's Teen Art and Science Club. I'm Erin, your teen librarian, and today we are going to be making bouncy balls. This is what they're going to turn out to be, and they bounce pretty well, although that one just went off the table. But we're going to be making our own today. So, first things that you're going to need, everything that you need is listed down below in the description, but you need about a cup or half cup of warm water. You need Elmer's glue. We're going to be using the glitter glue today, because it's easier. You can also use the clear glue or even white glue, and you can use food coloring to dye it whatever color you want, and it'll turn out pretty cool as well. We need cornstarch, and we need borax, and we need our measuring devices. And also I would recommend using a pair of gloves just to be safe. When you're working with borax, it can be dangerous, but I trust that you guys are big enough to know what you're doing and to not really worry about that too much. So we're going to put our gloves on first. Alright, so in our warm water, we are going to mix our borax with the water first. And for that, we want a tablespoon. So we put our tablespoon in the water. Kind of spread it out in there. Don't dump it in one spot because it might just clump. And we're going to stir this up really well so it all dissolves. And it might take a bit. It seems like if you use warm water, the warmer the water, the better it melts or dissolves. When experimenting with this earlier, I used a little bit cooler water and it didn't seem to want to dissolve as well. So just a heads up there. Alright, so we have our water, we have our borax. Now we want our cornstarch, which is also a tablespoon. Get that in there. Give that a good mix in there. So now you should have kind of a milky substance going. It's not really showing. Oh, there we go. Kind of like a little bit of a milky substance going in your bowl. So we've got the mixture that we need. Now we need to put our glue in there. So the more glue you use, the bigger your bouncy ball is going to be. So let's pour some in and see how it works. You can actually measure your glue out if you want. In this case, I'm not. I'm just going to pour some in. I feel like if you make it kind of more of a swirly than just putting it all in one huge ginormous clump, it seems to work a little bit better. But it's up to you guys to experiment and see what works best for you. So we're going to keep going. Alright, so now we're going to get in there, take the glue, mix it, scrunch it together. Once it's starting to stick together and turn into basically kind of a harder slime, you can take it out. Kind of looks like slime in a way. You're going to start rolling it into a ball. And now that I'm not touching the liquid anymore, I'm going to take my gloves off so it's easier to roll. And we're going to just roll in our hands, kind of like you do with Play-Doh. And you should get a ball shape. You have a bouncy ball. When it first is created, it might be a little smushy. You might need to let it sit or play with it in your hands a little bit for it to harden up just a bit. What you basically just made is a very thick, hard slime. We recommend that if you're going to save it and play with it later, put it in a plastic bag to save. It will help it not dry out to the point where it will crack. And if you leave it sitting around, it's going to flatten out like slime would. But you can just take it right back out of the bag after it flattens up, put it in your hands, roll it up again, and it will be as good as new, and it bounces. So, we just made ourselves bouncy balls. I almost forgot. So, you have leftover liquid in your bowl. You don't have to just throw this out. It's not just a one-time use. So you didn't have to just make one bouncy ball and now you need to remake the liquid. What you can do is you can keep reusing this liquid to make as many bouncy balls as you want. Pretty much as much glue as you have, you can make that many bouncy balls. So let's experiment real quick and see if we can make a clear colored one. So I'm going to put some clear glue into my little measuring cup here. I want to make a green one, so I'm going to use green food coloring. Put in a couple drips into my clear glue here. You can't completely see because it's clear. And then we're going to mix and swirl it up. Ooh, if it could stay swirly like that, that would be really cool. But it won't. Alright, so we made green glue. We're gonna take it and we're gonna pour it into our solution here. And the solution is what makes it harder and not sticky. So, I'm gonna put my gloves back on real quick. Dunk my hands in the solution. It won't really hurt you too much, but just to be safe, we are going to take our glue and smush it and mold it and dunk it. Oops, a little sticky. If it's getting sticky on you, throw it back in the solution. Like I said, the solution is what makes it not sticky and hardens it up. Okay, so take the gloves back off. You can roll it with your gloves on if you want. I found that it kind of leaves weird bumps sometimes with at least the gloves that I'm using. Maybe if you have a little bit smoother gloves, your bouncy balls will be a little bit smoother if you roll it with the gloves on. But Using your hands is just fine too. So we're gonna roll this and get it into a round shape. And we now have our green bouncy ball. Perfect. All right, so now I'm really done. And I hope you enjoyed. I hope your bouncy balls turned out amazing and that you had fun. And I hope that you'll join us next month for our next art and science club. I think we're doing stroke painting, so it's going to be a little more crafty and a little less sciencey, but it should still be fun. We hope to see you then. Bye.